Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Manny, in case you're new here, or welcome back. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be going over my calendar blocking and how I calendar block to create a productive and efficient routine. There are going to be timed sections in this video if I can figure it out. So feel free to watch whatever you think applies to you and whatever you want to learn about, and without further ado, let's get started. Before we start with the actual calendar blocking part, I thought it would be useful for me to talk about why I calendar block, what my main purpose of it is, and how that kind of feeds into the larger organization system that I use for my entire life. So with that being said, I don't know if you guys have seen that TikTok, but there's that TikTok that's like, a fun fact about me is that I have never been relaxed, ever.
A fun fact about me is I've never been relaxed, ever.
So yeah, with that TikTok, I guess that kind of explains my planning system. I have multiple things that I use to keep myself organized and just to keep myself on track, and each of those things has a different purpose. But to keep it short and simple, I have two main systems that I use in my day-to-day life. The first thing is my bullet journal. Let me go grab it. This is my bullet journal, and I use it to write down the tasks that I need to get done that day. I only mainly use it as like a weekly view to-do list so that I can see what I need to get done every week, and also specifically what I need to do that day. At the beginning of the week, I will look over what I need to accomplish that week and just time my tasks out and spread them out accordingly so that I don't get too stressed out, and that each day has an appropriate amount of tasks to do. And same with during the school year, I'll break up my major assignments into manageable chunks so that I can do them every day and write down that I need to do them every day in my bullet journal. TLDR, my bullet journal tells me what tasks I need to get done in a given time. My other main system is my calendar blocking, or my iCalendar on my computer. I've been calendar blocking since high school, probably early high school, and I didn't even know. And even in high school, I would have my class schedule in my calendar and put major deadlines and things that I need to do, meetings I had to go to, and stuff like that. And it's the same, it's carried on ever since then into my university life. So essentially, my online calendar on my computer and phone tells me where I need to be at a given time. With all that said, let's plan out a week of my calendar. So for this video, I'm going to be using this template week of February 22nd to 28th because it's already happened, and all the plans and stuff like that I don't have to worry about keeping hidden because it's already happened and don't have to worry about my privacy and stuff like that. So as you can see, this is a mostly blank week in front of me, and I'm just going to be showing you how I go through every week and plan out my events and stuff like that at the beginning of each week. Typically, this is a lot more filled with different colors and different events and stuff like that, but we'll get there at the very end of this video. Personally, I use iCalendar that's available on the Mac, as a default. I've tried using Google Calendar, and all my friends use Google Calendar and tell me to use it, but I have tried it before and I just really do not enjoy that program, and I don't enjoy how it works, stuff like that. So iCal has been my ride or die since high school. First, we're going to go over all of the types of calendars that I have on the side here. As you can tell, I have a lot of different calendars and a lot of different colors, so we're going to go over this piece by piece. The color scheme that I used, I actually found from another calendar blocking video that I really liked. Her thing was very aesthetic and the color theme was very pastel and nice. So if you're interested in this color theme, I'm going to link her video down below. Now onto my calendars. Some of the calendars that are here are defaulted, part of Google, and I can't get rid of them, but I'm only going to go over the calendars that I personally make for my own schedule. First one that we have here is workout. For current cases during COVID, I usually just use it to schedule in times that I'm going to work out during the day. Before, I would schedule in when I'm going to the gym and stuff like that, and if I book workout classes with my friends or just by myself, I would actually use this calendar as well. I find it's a lot easier to go to the gym and work out when you kind of treat it as an event or a class, and not just be oh, if I have spare time, I'm going to go to the gym. If you schedule it into your day, you're going to go. The next calendar that I have is appointments/meetings. Typically, these are for one-off meetings, because recurring meetings I use for other calendars, but I'll go into that a little bit more into detail later. Right now, I use this calendar mostly for therapy sessions, group meetings for projects and stuff like that, or Zoom meetings with academic advisors, one-time things that don't occur much. class schedule. So this is the one calendar I don't really have free reign over and I can't really adjust. Typically when you make your class schedule on the UBC website, they allow you to export that schedule and import it into your calendar software. So that's what I do with this one. I directly take it from my registered courses online on the UBC website and import it into this class schedule calendar. I really like that because it provides the class section, the classroom, the times, the prof, all that stuff like right into the calendar events, so I don't have to do it myself. Dance is pretty self-explanatory. If I have dance class or a performance, I'll put that in with this calendar. School events is a little bit similar to my class schedule in that it pertains to school, but I use it differently and I use it for all day events that mark deadlines, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in detail later. The next one up is work/volunteer, and this has been used to track my paid hours for my tutoring or BI job or just anything that I am paid for. It is really important because especially for my BI job, I have to self-declare my hours for that month, so it's really important to track my hours accurately so that I can track my billable hours like correctly and get paid correctly, which is really important. Oh, I skipped studying. Awkward. For studying, I use that to create study blocks or study events in my calendar so that I know when I need to be studying and when I can relax. This makes me treat it more like an event or like a class or something of like just more importance so that I don't skip out on it. YouTube is pretty self-explanatory as well. I'll use that right now to track if I'm filming a day, editing at that time, what I need to do that day. For AOPI, this is my calendar for sorority related events, whether that is for chapter meetings or like LC CAB meetings or just philanthropy events. I'll use this to track anything sorority related. Personal is a calendar that I use to track events that I'm doing by myself, whether that is like scheduling in time to play Animal Crossing, or I'm going grocery shopping, or I just need to go run an errand really quickly. I'll use personal to block out time to do that. MJ is my calendar that I use with my partner, so if you have a partner, I highly suggest you get a calendar because it keeps you both like on track and you know when you're gonna have like date nights and time together. And for me personally, it's really easy to see like when I get to see my partner next, and I look forward to that every time. And my last calendar is routines. This is relatively new. I only implemented it in the last couple weeks, but this is typically used for blocking out time for my morning routines, for my lunch break, and stuff like that. Alright, so now that all that nitty-gritty stuff is out of the way, we can finally look at this calendar and plan out a week. So we're looking at the week of February 22nd to 28th, as I said earlier, and already in my calendar I have events in my week just like pre-put in there a couple weeks in advance. These events are obligatory, which means like these are things I cannot miss, whether that is class or work or date night, dance class, all this stuff is pretty regular and I can expect it to show up in my calendar every single week. As you can see, I have a midterm for one of my classes that week, so I put that in way before when I got my syllabus at the beginning of the semester so that I knew when it was coming up and I could schedule time accordingly. I also have a few assignments due at the beginning of the week, so this is how I use my school calendar. I'll click it, make an event like this, and I'll say like creative writing assignment due. And I'll put that there so I know that it's due at the beginning of the week or whatever day it's due. I like this because I can keep it like in a separate section from my calendar, but it's still there because it's in the all day part. And also like the alerts show up on my desktop like a day before or something like that. Another special event for this week was my group project meeting that I put in with my appointments and meeting calendar right here, so I knew that that was scheduled with my group members and that was something I had to attend. Other typical recurring events that I can put in right now is usually on Monday nights I will have LC CAB meeting with my sorority. So although this is a meeting, I put this into my sorority calendar just because I find it more fitting that way. Honestly, it's whatever makes sense to you in your calendar system. That's the most important part. I also go grocery shopping with my mom every Sunday, and I'm gonna put that in as well. Otherwise, every other time is pretty much time that I have to myself, and I can schedule whatever I need. So I try to keep a pretty consistent routine when I'm at home, so that involves working out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday after my classes, so I'm gonna put that in really quickly. This is what I like most about iCalendar, is that you can copy and paste events. I couldn't figure out how to do that on Google Calendar, and this is what makes me go back to iCal every time. I'm also gonna put in my morning routine, and that's just a 2-hour chunk in the morning that I have to myself. So now my week is starting to fill up a little bit. Although they are mostly like things that I'm doing at home and really I'm not going anywhere for these events, at least I can categorize my mind and be like, oh, right now I should be focusing on working out, or right now I should be focusing on like getting ready for the day. After working out, I also like to take a break and play Animal Crossing, so I'm gonna put that in as well as my lunch break, because those kinds of things I like to schedule in so that I have time for myself. I do play Animal Crossing every day, so it is part of like my routine, even though I'm like just playing a video game. I like it and it's part of my relaxed time, so that's why I put it in. Now that I have all of these things that I consider personal time scheduled in, and this is really important to me, I never really want to give up my personal time, even if I have a stressful week at school. But now that I have all of that scheduled in, I can take a look and see when I can fit in studying into this week. Because I have my midterm coming up, and I know that the earlier part of the week is really heavy with assignments, I'm going to focus more on studying more at the beginning of the week. I can also see that my marketing class on Wednesday morning, I typically have marketing class then, it got canceled, so I'm probably going to replace that time with studying. Now that I have a bit more filled in, I also like to schedule in breaks when I go out for a walk after my study sessions. This semester was pretty stressful and the weather got nicer, so I could go outside for walks more after my studying sessions, so I'm going to put that in really quickly. I also typically edit as well and put that in as well, because I have to get a video up every week. So I'm going to put those events in too. So all of these events typically correspond to to-do tasks in my bullet journal, specifically the studying events, because I don't really lay out what I need to do during those study blocks. I kind of just know that I'm setting aside time to get work done. So during those blocks, the study sessions in particular, I will have a to-do list in my bullet journal that I can refer to and see what I need to get done that day. But otherwise, this is my complete week of calendar blocking. It does look kind of chaotic, but I really enjoy the colors. I think the color scheme looks very nice, so I really like looking at it from time to time. And I really like using iCal as well, because it syncs to my phone so I can see it when I'm out and about, and also to my Apple Watch so I can see it like every time I look at my watch, and I can see what I need to do next, what is scheduled for that day, and all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Calendar blocking has been a huge part of my life since way before I even knew what it was. I just kind of did it anyways, and I hope that you guys find it helpful too, because I like this a lot and find it really helpful to organize my life. I can make another video going over my entire bullet journal system, planning system, and iCal system, and how they all work interconnectedly if you guys are interested. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. That's my computer. Leave a comment down below and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
And I was like, yo.